We've got a one-night backpacking trip in Northumberland, and we're going to test the Sydvang Skaring 2. And it's a proper test because here we've got 90 kilos of pure beef, aka my big son Josh.
Prime cut.
I weigh the same, but my body composition isn't exactly the same protein to fat ratio. And we've got Honey the dog. Honey!
Her body composition is 70% fluff
and 30% bone. Hey, hey, should be good. This is a new spot I've never been to before. It's a little bit of a secret one. In darkest Northumberland, there's no path to it, except for that one over there. Oops. You've just got to bushwhack to it, but fabulous spot. Not for you. Not for you. Hey. Good girl. Hey.
Yeah, that's a good boulder wall there.
Oh yeah. It's a fantastic location. Boulderer's paradise. A Wildcamper's paradise. So, we'll take our time getting set up. Absolutely fantastic. The only sound we can hear is the distant boom of artillery. Otterburn firing ranges are several miles away. Might be a tank. Big Josh. Alas, poor Barbara. I knew her well. Remains of a Roman hill fort. Wasabi. And at the end here there's just like a tough closed end, reinforced. It's two gold poles and a larger centre red pole, and all of the poles have a subtle pre-curve on them, like that. There's the red tab. What really helps is the rear of the tent is marked by a red point at the end there. So little plastic cups. Once I've done that, what I like to do before I pull a tent up is to make sure that all the poles are in their seats properly. Okay, fantastic. Get this one hooked on here. And this is the lovely part of any tunnel tent, is just that lovely big pole. Well, I think this is the testament to a well-built tent, is when you do that, does it really kind of start to take shape straight away. And I would say the Sydvang Skaring 2P does exactly that. So with 4 pegs, start to look quite nice. So I think I'm going to find a rock as a little hammer. Lots of adjustment on the fly sheet for when it slackens, for when it gets wet. The guy lines seem to be high quality Dyneema, and they've all got simple cam locks to them. So with the Sydvang, we've got large vents at either end which you can close. Need to peg these out. So I've used the Fjallraven Abisko 2 footprint here. It's a pretty exact fit, and I've just toggled it, put the toggles through the inner clips there, and towards the front where it's not a perfect fit or where there's not attachment loops, I've just used these a ladder bungees, just 4 of those, and I'm quite happy with that. It gives you an element of adjustability, and if I want to peel this back for cooking or anything, I can just unclip those and away we go. Got a little bit of a drying line here, and these vents are closable. It's a warm night, 2 big lads, definitely going to leave those open, and as I've opened those I can feel the through draft. We've got a full mosquito door and a corresponding vent at the bottom, also with a lock here. I think any tent for inclement weather and winter use, I'm always going to enjoy this big vestibule, because it means you could get into this part and take wet gear off, get instantly warm and dry, hang your wet gear on the line in here, and then keep the inner tent completely dry. So with a Thermarest Neo Air in and a Sea to Summit Comfort Light, about 185 to 190 centimetres long, the mats. There's plenty of room in there. Storage pockets here. Got that vent open at the end, dog blanket at the bottom. Should be fantastic. So now I think we deserve... What have we got here, Josh?
Cranberry. It is cranberry red Leicester with chorizo and a wrap.
And the beer is Williams Brothers Belgian style IPA, prepared with Josh's new knife that he's been gifted, a Fjallraven H1, which I'm extremely jealous of. Give it to me, Josh.
Nope.
Breeze, side of the tent's flapping here, and something that's often absent from a lot of tents is just the side bit here, and that I just take that away. I'm using a titanium nail for that one. Little Merlot, sir. This is a great camp cook spot, this. It even comes with its own built-in dishwasher. Sphagnum moss. So this is the test. Can two stout fellows fit in the porch and or vestibule? Yep. And two 70-litre rucksacks and food and rubbish in separate bags. Can we fit in the vestibule area in comfort and get changed, get our down jackets off, ready to go into the inner tent? So she's not on her bed yet. I think the size of the tent passes that test. You've just got to bring your feet inside, Josh, and take your boots off, and we're all good. Okay, so we're in the inner tent. Josh is blowing his pillow up. I've done my 2 pillows in advance. Yeah, he's got a lot to learn from the old guy. He didn't know that you have to do your 2 pillows in advance. It's such a greenhorn. So yeah, so 2 big guys, and the dog's got plenty of space down there. She's wrapped in my down jacket there. Hi, honey. And what I think is the most amazing thing about this tent structure is the tension everywhere. So it's structure perfect that way. The outer tent here, even the door there is drum tight, absolutely tremendous. And when I first pitched it, it was a perfect pitch in the warm, dry evening. But then, of course, when it started to go to nightfall, it started to stretch the siliconized fabric a little bit. So I had to tension it, and it re-tensioned perfectly. But the most amazing thing is this tension extends to the inner tent as well. Right, we're getting settled down for the evening. I apologise for the rustling noise. It's Josh having his 4th kilo of chocolate today.
That's why the pack was so heavy. Have to bring up the supplies.
Oh, the pack was heavy. So today he picked up his pack and went, oh, and then he picked up mine and went, oh. And as per normal, my rucksack was twice as heavy.
You thought it was a good idea to bring about 5 litres of water.
We've needed it. So it reminds me of a story 2 years ago. We did the Glen Affric way. And that's about 45 miles, something like that. So we planned to do it over 3 days. That was absolutely fine. But after the first day, he was complaining about how heavy his rucksack was. My shoulders, my shoulders. This is a guy who lives in the gym.
I was about 17 at the time.
No.
Devo.
18 or 19. Anyway, he'd been working out in the gym for years and could power lift 80 kilos, no problem. So, yeah, I said, well, would you like my rucksack? He was like, oh yeah, I'll have yours. This is far too heavy. And I saw his eyes pop when he did put the rucksack on.
But hard pops, I still carried.
A little earlier, when we were making tea,
A load of sheep appeared on the horizon, just above there. It was like General Custer being surrounded by the Cherokees, all peering down at us, and they started kind of running around the edge. Crazy.
Oh, are you okay? Good morning.
So this is the relative humidity out here. In the tent I've just measured it, and the relative humidity was 77%. Out here it's more like 86%. Out here. Winds steady from the southwest at about 14 to 10 miles an hour. Just blowing over this crest and hitting the tent kind of side on in gusts, probably up to around 20. So, but it's been super steady, absolutely fine. There you go. So, have you had a good night, Josh?
Yeah, bit crusty like.
We've got a little bit of condensation inside, but mostly that you can see is outside. Obviously it's a very damp morning, but the inner tent doesn't feel damp at all. There's no drips through. We're just in mountain mist really. What I thought was very good was, despite the side winds and me kind of almost leaning on this side of the tent here, I've never seen the outer tent touch the inner tent at all. This damp morning now, it's going to need retension in a bit, but I'll have some breakfast and take it down anyway. Yeah, definitely a bit of retension in. That's relatively easy to do one-handed. There we go. I've not needed to do these there was too much tension at first to do these pole tension sleeves, but now it's a properly damp misty morning. We've still got plenty of adjustment there. Yeah, good. So that's kind of made that side all tight again. Fantastic. Retension the outside, so we've got that nice and taut now. What amazes me, and I don't know how they've done it, but despite me having good tension on the outer tent now, this door still undoes perfectly one-handed and no tension in the zip. So you can have that open for a bit of ventilation as well. I don't think rain would come in there. Maybe just like that. So I don't know how they've done it really. Oh, the standards have just gone down a little bit. The dog's in my bed. I've just dried her feet, so that's okay.
So super impressed with this tent. So I'm going to get tidied up a little bit in here and get some breakfast on. I think I better say that I'm not sponsored by Sydvang. I'd never heard of the company before. I just kind of took a chance. But I'm talking about how impressed I am with it so much. It's like I've been paid, and it's not true. I bought the tent myself entirely. I think it's just super impressed with the quality. I think something of note as well is that despite it being out to pitch sleeves, the pole sleeves don't sit proud at all, and that'll add to the streamlining of the design. Just makes it a smooth outer. And if you look at the likes of some Hilleberg tunnel tents, the actual pole sleeves are very proud on the outside. They stick up that much, so I know that gives them an opportunity for a double pole sleeve, but it also gives an opportunity for the wind to catch and buffet the tent a little bit more and to make noise. So I've said it, I've criticised the Hilleberg tent. I'm half expecting to see a load of Hilleberg fanboys going around the outside of the hill, holding their Sulus in a bag, banging against the shields. Just joking, I just can't afford one. So I've got the Nanopresso barista kit and the Solmio Lungo capsules. So this is not a lightweight trip, is it? We're just had some nice food and a little bit of luxury. But links are below to these capsules, which are excellent. So that's the only way that I'm promoting anything on this video. And it's just a little bit of caffeine, but only because I think they're good. So I'm no way advocating cooking inside the tent, but I just wanted to demonstrate there was space to prepare breakfast. I've even got a little seat made out of my pillows, room for the rucksacks over there, the cooking area over there. So using a naked flame in a confined space is a personal decision. Do it at your peril. There you go. Sit up, young man.
Cheers.
Site inspection, just a little bit of flattened grass. Absolutely leave no trace. Great.
Yep, good
Fantastic
trip.
father and son camp. There's goodbye from us. Say bye, honey.